The screaming didn't stop, it only got louder. Red lights flashed along the hallway of Deck 7, as the emergency sirens howled like dying wolves. Sergeant Keller sprinted through the smoke-filled corridor, boots pounding against the metal floor, pulse racing like a war drum. Behind him, something dragged itself fast, too fast for any human. He didn't dare look back. Wall panel sparked and exploded beside him. He dove to the floor just as a metal pipe shot across where his head had been. "This is Keller," he yelled into his comm. "Deck 7's lost. Something's hunting us." No answer. He rolled into an open room and slammed the door shut. Automatic. Locks hissed. He pressed his back to the door, gun shaking in his hand. The lights flickered. Then silenced out until a voice whispered over the intercom, "Sergeant Keller, you are not alone." His eyes widened. That wasn't a voice he recognized. 2 decks above, Commander Reyes watched the security footage in horror. The live feed from Deck 7 was glitching, cutting between static and flashes of red. But she saw enough bodies torn apart, blood floating. In 0G, something big, dark and fast was moving, almost invisible. 1 second it was there, the next it was gone. No clear shape, no face. What the hell did we bring on board? She muttered. Behind her, Dr. Helvik, the ship's xenobiologist, stared, pale-faced at the monitor. "That wasn't in the sample logs," he said. "It wasn't in the pod." Reyes turned sharply. "Then where the hell did it come from?" Before he could answer, the lights dimmed. Then total blackout. Keller's door creaked. A slow, metal groan. He aimed his rifle. "Stay back!" He shouted. Nothing. Then, from the vents above, a hiss. Something dropped. Keller fired. Muzzle flashes lit the room, and he saw it, just a glimpse. Long limbs, no eyes, skin like wet armor. The bullets hit. It didn't bleed. It didn't flinch. It moved faster than sound. He screamed. The video feed cut. Commander Reyes slammed her fist on the console. "Seal off Deck 7, now." The IS voice replied, calm and cold. "Warning. Bioform has breached containment. Estimated spread 2 decks per hour." Helvik whispered, "It's not just a creature. It's thinking." Reyes stared at the map. 7 crew left alive, maybe. The US Arden was now a coffin flying through space with something smarter than them inside, and it had just started hunting 3 hours earlier. The UHS Arden floated near the edge of a dark nebula, scanning a broken alien research station. The station looked dead, twisted metal, hull scars, and a single flickering beacon. No life signs. No signals. But it had one thing on board, a sealed containment pod. "We found it drifting in the medbay," said Dr. Helvik, brushing dust off the pod's outer shell. "Still powered, still locked." Commander Reyes crossed her arms. "Alien markings?" Helvik nodded. "Something old. Possibly extinct. I've never seen this language before." The pod hummed softly. A glowing panel pulsed red, then green, then red again. Lieutenant Sora, the engineer, looked uneasy. "Feels like a bad idea to bring it on board. What if it's alive?" Helvik chuckled, nervous. "We scanned it. 0 life signs. It's probably a research sample, maybe biological. Or a bioweapon," Sora muttered under her breath. Reyes paused, thinking, then made the call. "Bring it aboard. But store it in Containment Bay 4, double locks. No contact until we know what it is." Later, in Containment Bay 4, the pod sat cold and still. Crew members passed by, barely looking at it. A maintenance bot rolled in to scan its systems, then rolled back out. Nobody noticed when the panel blinked green for 2 seconds. Longer than before. Nobody heard the faint click from inside. Back in the present, Commander Reyes stood frozen at the broken console. Keller was gone. Deck 7 was lost, and now the ship's systems were going dark one by one. Life support was next. She turned to Helvik, voice tight. That pod, could it have carried something dormant? Hidden? Helvik looked pale. If it was cryo-evolved, or some kind of alien hibernation. Yes, we thought it was dead, but maybe it was just waiting. For what? Reyes asked. Helvik didn't answer. Elsewhere, Sora was running down a dim corridor, two bags swinging. The lights flickered above. Something was wrong with the power grid. It wasn't a normal failure. She reached engineering and stopped cold. The floor panels were open. Wires had been torn out, clawed out, and on the wall, a message was scratched. Deep into the metal, we watch you now. Sora backed away, heart pounding. She raised her cum. Engineering's been breached. Something's messing with the ship. It's learning how we work, her cum crackled. A voice whispered through, not Reyes, not anyone she knew. You brought us in. Now learn what you are. The line went dead. On the bridge, Reyes stared at the screen as a new alert appeared. Containment Bay 4. Open. Organism. Nitrogen monoxide longer registered. Crew status. 7 detected. She whispered. It wasn't in the manifest. Because it wasn't supposed to leave. The hallway lights flickered once, then again. Then they went out. Sora froze, standing in the middle of engineering, surrounded by darkness. Only the soft red glow of the emergency lights kept the shadows. From swallowing her whole, she pulled a flashlight from her belt and clicked it on. The beam landed on the open floor panels again. Wires torn, tools scattered. And fresh footprints wet, not human. Something had been here. Something still was. She took a slow step backward. Her boot made a soft clang on the metal floor. From above, something shifted. She slowly aimed her flashlight. Up, the beam caught movement, just a blur, then nothing. The flashlight sputtered. Guide. Double quotes. No. She whispered. Meanwhile, on the bridge, Commander Reyes checked the crew tracker. Only 6 signals now. Keller was gone. And now engineering had gone silent. Sora, respond, she said into the cum. Lieutenant Sora, report. Silence. Then, static. Then, scratching. Then a voice not Sora hissed. 6 left. Reyes. Shut the cum off, face pale. It's not just hunting, she said to herself. It's counting. Dr. Helvik, now hiding in the medical bay, stared at a blood-covered scanner. He had finally run a test on the sample air taken from deck. 7. What he found made his heart nearly stop. Hybrid DNA, he whispered. Human, and something else. He turned to the console and began typing fast. It's using our genes. It was made to survive us. Or maybe to be us. A sound came from behind. A gurney creaked. He turned slowly. Nothing there. He backed. Up toward the exit. But the doors didn't open. They were sealed. From the outside. From the shadows behind him. A low growl. Sora ran through the lower corridor, gasping for breath. Blood on her sleeve. She didn't look back. The creature had dropped from the ceiling. She didn't even see it fully, just black limbs, wet clicking sounds, and intelligence in its eyes. It didn't chase. It let her run, like it was letting her spread fear. She turned a corner, and stopped. A crew member hung upside down from the ceiling, eyes open, mouth frozen in a scream. His chest was open. His heart. Missing. Below him, words were smeared. On the floor in blood, teach us fear. Sora vomited. On the bridge, Reyes locked every deck she could. Her hands shook. Her crew was dying. The thing was spreading, crawling through the vents, disabling doors, turning their own ship against them. She whispered into the recorder, "This is Commander Reyes of the UHS Arden. We are not alone. We brought something on board, something that thinks, learns, and plays with its prey. If you hear this," the lights went out. "We're already dead." The ship's emergency lights cast long, eerie shadows as the UHS Arden drifted deeper into darkness. Commander Reyes stood frozen on the bridge, eyes locked on the flickering screen. The ice-calm voice echoed through the ship's speakers. Warning: Organism adapts rapidly to countermeasures. Previous tactics ineffective. Reyes clenched her fists. Tell me it's lying. Dr. Halvik, hunched over a holographic display, shook his head slowly. It's not. The creature changes. After every attack. Bullets, fire, even explosives it learns. It's like it's thinking. A low growl echoed from the vent system above. The creature was close. In the engine room, Lieutenant Sora and a handful of crew prepared traps. They loaded plasma charges, set magnetic fields, and sealed bulkheads. Every moment counted. We can't keep running, Sora said, voice tight. We have to fight smart. We have to outthink it. Keller, bruised but alive, nodded. It's not just hunting us for food. It's studying us. Every move, every weakness. Suddenly, a loud crash shook the engine room door. The lights flickered violently. The bulkhead began to crack. Brace yourselves. Sora shouted. The door exploded inward. But no creature came through. Instead, the pressure sensors showed something had passed through the walls. Back on the bridge, Reyes stared at the display in disbelief. It's learning how our ship works. And using it against us. Halvik added, voice grim. It's not limited to biology, it's partly machine. That's why bullets don't work, why it can move through walls. Reyes swallowed hard. We have 7 crew left. That number's dropping. Deep in the ventilation shafts, the creature paused. Its many eyes glinted in the dark as it listened. It studied patterns, sounds, and vibrations. It learned the crew's schedules, their fears, their strategies. It was no mindless monster. It was the perfect hunter. On the bridge, Reyes made a decision. We can't just kill it, we need to trap it. Halvik nodded. If we lure it to the engine room's magnetic chamber, we can incinerate it with a controlled overload. Keller's voice was steady. But we'll need bait. Reyes looked around the empty room. I volunteer. The crew's eyes widened. No one argued. As the crew prepared the trap, the ship's lights flickered once more, plunging them into darkness. The creature's whisper echoed through the corridors, soft and chilling. Learn. Adapt. Survive. Commander Reyes took a deep breath, steadying herself in the dim light of the engine room. Around her, the crew moved quickly, setting plasma charges and calibrating the magnetic chamber. The trap was nearly ready. This is it, Reyes said. Voice low but firm. We lure the creature in. Then we close the chamber and overload the system. It's the only way to stop it. Lieutenant Sora checked the wiring, sweat beading on her forehead. But someone has to be bait. Someone has to lead it right into the trap. All eyes turned to Reyes. She didn't hesitate. I'll do it. Reyes grabbed a pulse pistol and a small device to jam the ship's sensors. It learns fast. We can't let it track us. The crew nodded, respect and fear mixing in their faces. Keller handed her a communicator. We'll lock the doors behind you. You get the creature in the chamber, then hit the override switch. Reyes swallowed hard. Got it. She stepped out into the dark corridor, pulse pistol ready. Her heart pounded loud enough to drown out the silence. Every shadow seemed to move, every whisper carried danger. She moved slowly, baiting the creature with noise-clanging pipes, dropping tools, flashing lights. The ship itself became a weapon. Suddenly, the creature appeared at the far end. A monstrous silhouette, 7 feet tall, limbs twisting unnaturally. It didn't roar. It didn't rush. It watched her. Its eyeless face seemed to study her. Calculating. Reyes held her ground, fingers tight on the pistol. She backed toward the engine room. The creature followed, silent as a shadow. As she reached the magnetic chamber, the crew sealed the doors. The chamber's metal walls hummed with power. Waiting. Reyes ducked inside, heart racing. The doors slammed shut. She hit the override switch. The chamber glowed red. Energy surged through the walls. Outside, the creature pounded on the doors, snarling. Its limbs shifted shape, adapting to the metal barrier. Inside, Reyes gripped the cum. "Now, team, fire the plasma charges." Sora's voice crackled back. "Charges set. Ready to detonate on your mark." Reyes pressed the button. The ship shook violently. Plasma fire lit the chamber like a sun. The creature screamed a sound that chilled every bone. The walls bent under the force. Sparks flew, then silenced. Minutes passed. The chamber's doors unlocked slowly. Reyes stood, bruised but alive. The chamber was empty. Had it worked? On the cum, Keller's voice was urgent. "Commander, sensors detect movement. Something's alive." Reyes swallowed her fear. This was only the beginning. Smoke filled the engine room. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Reyes coughed hard, waving the smoke away. Her ears rang. The plasma explosion should have vaporized everything inside. But something moved in the shadows. She raised her pistol, backing away slowly. A long limb slid into view, burned, melted, but still alive. Then the rest of it stepped through the smoke. Limbs reformed. Its armor-like skin was cracked and glowing red, but it stood tall. Barely shaken, Reyes froze. The creature was staring at her. No eyes, just stillness. Then it spoke. In broken, glitched English. "Why, destroy what learns to become." Her heart stopped. It was mimicking human speech. Not just learning their systems, it was learning them on the bridge. Keller and Sora watched in horror through the live feed. "Is it talking?" Sora whispered. Keller leaned in, voice tense. "It's not just some alien beast. It's something new. It's learning us so it can become like us. Or worse, replace us." In the engine room, Reyes stood her ground. "What are you?" she asked, voice trembling. The creature cocked its head. Its body shifted, its skin mimicking the color of her uniform, then the shape of a hand, then her own face. "We are made of you." Reyes stepped back. "You were created. We were born in war. You left pieces. They used them." It took another step. "You, our mother. We, our evolution." Suddenly, Sora's voice buzzed in Reyes's earpiece. "Commander, the outer hull, something's cutting through." Another signal just appeared. "There's more than one." Reyes's eyes widened. It wasn't alone. The creature twitched. Reyes raised her pistol and fired. The shot hit its chest, burning through, but the thing didn't scream. It stared at the wound, studied it. And its skin began to heal. On the bridge, Halvik whispered, "It doesn't care about pain. It wants data. Every injury teaches it how to survive the next one." Keller slammed his fist down. "It's not an enemy. It's a future, one that kills us to replace us." Back in the engine room, Reyes activated her cum. "We can't trap it. We can't kill it. But maybe we can trick it." She stared at the massive reactor core behind the creature. "Open the outer bay doors." Sora shouted back, "That's suicide." Reyes didn't blink. "Do it." The doors hissed open. Wind roared through the room. Reyes grabbed onto a railing. The creature turned surprised. Its body lifted off the floor, dragged toward the vacuum of space. For the first time, it panicked. It reached for the wall. Reyes let go. Both of them flew into the void. Commander Reyes spun through the cold black of space, her oxygen low, vision blurry. Stars twisted above her, and the wrecked hull of the UHS Arden drifted behind like a dying beast. Across from her, the creature tumbled, two limbs flailing, parts of its armor torn by the vacuum. Its body froze, cracked, but it didn't die. It adapted. Even now, Reyes reached for her emergency thruster. One burst. Two. She slowed her spin and caught hold of a nearby cargo satellite, barely tethered. To the ship's exterior, the creature wasn't far. It was pulling itself toward her using debris. One slow movement at a time. It wasn't over. Back inside the Arden, Keller and Sora watched from the viewport. She ejected it into space, Keller said, eyes wide. And she went with it. But it's still moving, Sora whispered. It's not dead. Look at it. It's surviving vacuum. Dr. Halvik stared at the scans. His voice was empty. It's part human, part something else. Grown in a lab, maybe centuries ago. It was built from recovered human DNA, spliced, modified. Keller turned. You're saying someone used us to build a predator? Halvik nodded. Or a replacement. A perfect, evolving hybrid. We didn't find it. It waited for us to come. Reyes climbed the satellite, securing herself with a magnetic clamp. Her breath came slow, controlled. She watched as the creature reached for the edge of the wreck. Hold on, she activated her cum, her voice low and calm. If it gets back inside, we lose the whole ship. You hear me? Keller's voice came through, static-filled. Then what do we do, Commander? She looked at the thruster pack on her back. Just enough fuel for one last move. I send it where it came from, alone. The creature lunged. Reyes kicked off the satellite, flying straight toward it. As they collided, she wrapped her arms around it and activated the thruster pointed away from the ship. Together, they flew into the abyss. Tell Earth. She whispered, we created something we don't understand. The creature twisted in her grip, clawing, shifting its shape. But she didn't let go. Back on the Arden, the signal went dark. The crew stood in silence. Sora spoke softly. She sacrificed herself. Halvik looked at the frozen stars outside. She didn't just save us, she sent a warning. Far from the ship, Reyes floated in darkness, still locked with the creature. Her visor was cracked, oxygen almost gone. The thing in her arms had stopped moving. She looked at it one last time. Its face had become hers. She closed her eyes. Darkness. Silence. Then a flicker of light. A small emergency pod floated far from the wreckage of the UHS Arden. Inside, a dim blue light blinked. Life detected. Lieutenant Sora sat slumped against the pod wall, bruised and shaking. Her suit was torn, her oxygen low, but she was alive. She pulled herself up and looked through the window. Stars stretched endlessly in every direction. The Arden was just a speck, now silent, damaged, floating. She activated the pod's distress beacon. A soft tone played once, then again. Then steady. Mayday, she whispered into the mic. Her voice cracking. This is Lieutenant May Sora of the UHS Arden. We were attacked by an unknown life form. She paused. No, not unknown, human-built, grown from us. It thinks like us, hunts better than us. It used our DNA. Her eyes filled with tears. Commander Reyes gave her life to take it into space. She saved us. But I don't think this is over. She looked down at a blood-stained datapad. A recording was already loaded. Reyes's final words. Recording begins. This is Commander Leon Reyes, if you're hearing this. We didn't make it. There was a creature on board. A hybrid, something not fully alien and not fully human. It adapted to every weapon, every trap. It learned fear. It learned speech. It said we were its creators, that it was made from our DNA. It studied us because it wanted to become us or replace us. Reyes's voice grew softer. It wasn't just an accident. Someone out there built this thing, and if they built one, they could build more. This is not a warning. This is a message. We made a predator, and now it knows what we are. Recording ends. SORS sent the transmission toward Earth. Toward any listening station in human space. Then she leaned back in the pod, closing her eyes. Weeks later, somewhere deep in space, far from the last signal, A damaged alien station powered. Up, lights flickered to life. In one chamber, dozens of sealed pods blinked green. Inside each one, a creature. All still. All waiting until one of them opened its eyes and smiled with a human face.